Hello and welcome to the U.S. Youth Soccer National League Tournament. And today on Field 1, we're going to have a matchup between the Chicago Fire Academy Raiders and the Houstonians 2001 coming out of Texas South. So the starting lineups first for the Houstonians 2001, number 5, Ivan Bastidas, number 8, Angel Carrasco, number 7, Carlos Figueroa, number 99, Kevin Gonzalez, number 17, Jorge Perez, number 1, Jose Reyes, number 2, Kevin Ross Hernandez, number 4, Guillermo Rodriguez, number 10, Juan Rodriguez, number 3, Rene Tello, and number 9, Victor Velasco. And for the CFA Raiders, number 22, Alejandro Alvarez, number 3, Josiah Ash, number 10, Fernando Barragan, number 19, Adrian Barrera, number 7, Christian Crespo, number 16, Jose Espinoza, number 8, Luis Moreno, 18, Connor Smith, 17, Evangelos Sparatius, and number 1, Sergio Valencia, as both these teams are getting ready to roll. In the gray will be the CFA Raiders, and in the white will be the Houstonians 2001. As we're getting ready for kickoff, it looks like the CFA Raiders will have possession first here as we get ready for the first game of the day on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, or should I say morning. It's been nice weather for getting closer to that winter time. There has been a lot of rain in the area, so the pitch is a little wet today. But we'll see if it makes any issue whatsoever quickly. Houstonians able to get possession, move it towards midfield, now looking to play it back. And this was one of the big things for the Houstonians. I talked to their coach, Bastidas, earlier today, and he was giving me the rundown of what they want to do. They're trying to play a little closed off, work into the game. They know that this CFA Raiders team likes to push and likes to attack early, so they're looking to work themselves into the game and hopefully wear them down and get some possession, maybe get a good attack later on, but expect a lot of possession game early from the Houstonians as they continue to play near midfield, and it looks like there'll be a foul call toward the middle. And it looks like we might have an injury just to start off the game, and that's not something you want to see. And the player's still on the ground. A lot of his teammates coming over there. It looks like the coach for the CFA Raiders, Coach Salvador, is getting ready to take the field and see if his player's okay. And that's definitely not the way we wanted to start out the day here, as he looks like he's able to get up under his own power. It looks like Luis Moreno, the player that went down on the play, has a slight gimp in his step, but it looks like he'll be able to walk off under his own power, not getting any help from his coach. And hopefully it's nothing serious as we get ready to get back under play here. Players to watch for the CFA Raiders, number 7, Christian Crespo, and then number 17, Evangelos Sparatius, who has scored the last 5 goals for the CFA Raiders, so definitely a name to watch out for when the Raiders get possession of the ball. And for the Houstonians, you got to watch out for Kevin Gonzalez. Coach Bastidas was telling me before the game, this is a player that can take on 5 players, 7 players. You can send the whole team at him, but he knows how to keep possession and keep it trucking. Moving it toward midfield, now playing this one forward. Here comes the heavy attack, but it looks like an offsides is going to be called. And it'll be Houstonians' possession right here. This one played forward immediately, trying to maybe catch the CFA Raiders off guard a little bit after that defensive mindset early on. Going for a quick over-the-top attack, but now here comes a counter for the CFA Raiders, moving down the near side of the field. It's Moreno, who was just injured a moment ago, but seems all right. Cheaply given away. Move down the field, down on the near side. Figueroa, that ball goes out of play, but it will be a throw-in for the Raiders. Number 22, Alejandro Alvarez, getting ready to check it in for the Raiders. This ball played toward midfield. Kept back. A nice move to put the defender on the ground. Two defenders sent his way. It looks like it's going to go out. And a signal for a corner kick will be the call. So an early attacking opportunity for the Raiders. Let's see if they can capitalize. As it looks like number 3, Josiah Ash, will be the one taking the corner, and we'll see if he'll be their go-to guy on these corner kicks today. Each team setting up in the box. The corner kick up and away, and here it comes. Not very well placed, and maybe a counterattack opportunity, and here we go. Wide open field for the Houstonians. Moving down, and that pass just deflected away. Otherwise, the Houstonians would have had a great chance to maybe score a goal, but a great pass right here. Played forward, but it'll be played out. But a great play by the Houstonians to get down the field. Just could not capitalize. And what was some open real estate, if that pass was able to go through, it would have been the opportune moment for a 1-versus-1 against the keeper. But instead, we're going to have a throw-in right here. The Houstonians play it toward the back line. This ball deflected back. As you can see, number 2, Kevin Rios Hernandez with the captain's band for the Houstonians. The ball being pinballed around a little bit here toward the middle of the field, and a foul's going to be called, and it's going to go to the possession of the Chicago Fire. So off the free kick, Chicago Fire, not any rush to take it. Playing it through their back line, now moving it forward. Here's the far side of the field. The ball taken away, deflected, and it looks like it's going to roll out for what will be a goal kick. Will be interesting to see whether the Houstonians can still keep possession right here, whether they'll keep trying to play. They've been trying to up the tempo a little bit pretty quickly here into the first half. I expected maybe a more defensive approach for just a little longer. And a nice little move right there in the middle of the field, and it looks like he was fouled. It was number 3 on the play, Rene Tello, with the great spin move to split 2 defenders, and then was taken to the ground, drawing the foul. So a set piece right here. And a little bit of a no man's land area in the soccer pitch. It'll be number 9, Victor Velasco, getting ready to take the free kick. And it looks like the Houstonians are lining this one up to put it into the box, and here it comes. But right to the keeper, not troubled at all. Rolls it out, pass forward. And an opportunity right here for the Fire. Down come the field they go. Looking to make a play back toward the middle of the field, deflected away. A great defensive play by the back line of the Houstonians. Now a player slips, and that's just an example of where it's been raining here in Wilson, North Carolina, as we've seen now a couple players slip on the pitch. The Raiders will keep possession right here. Number 22, Alejandro Alvarez, throws it in. Houstonians try to win it back. Chicago being very patient. Now toward the corner of the field. Played into the box. An attempted header, now attempted shot, deflected away. Here comes another shot, and corralled by the goalkeeper. And the Houstonians able to get out of a jam right there. As they'll look to punt this one away, instead they'll roll it in. Play it into the back line. Possession will be a huge key factor in this game. I know for the Houstonians, they do not want to see the Chicago Fire running up and down the field with their heavy offensive attack. This one played toward the box, deflected away. Deflected away again. This one looks like it's going to keep rolling, but it's not going to go out of play. Corralled by the back line. Played forward, now toward the near corner of the field. Number 8 being harassed over there in the corner, looking to play it in. And a good play by the back line to play it out, but it will be a throw-in. And possession will be kept by number 22, Alejandro Alvarez, looking to throw it in for Chicago Fire. Throws it forward. And it looks like that one will go out of play, and another corner kick coming for the Chicago Fire, so that'll be their second corner of the game. And it looks like Josiah Ash will be the one taking the corner kick once again. Or excuse me, it'll be Christian Crespo looking to take it. So a different corner kick taker. This one into the box. This one headed up into the air. Made another header. But this one played over, a missed opportunity, and Coach Salvador knows it. But it'll go out for a goal kick for the Houstonians. A much better corner kick that time around than the first time, as that one played closer toward the box with an attempted shot. Just wasn't on goal, but those two corners early on in this game will definitely help the CFA Raiders as they look to set up more attacking opportunities. This ball sent deep. Headed back. Houstonians able to keep it. Now in a sea of gray. The Houstonians will lose possession right here, but it will be a throw-in now off the deflected tip. Played forward. Trying to keep feet, and now here comes a run. Gonzalez plays it forward. Not a very well played ball as the player slips once again on the pitch. Players slipping everywhere. You can see, especially in the middle of that field, a lot of the grass has been worn down and it's just basically been down to dirt, and where teams played on these fields yesterday. And a speedy move right there by Evangelos Sparatius. And that's the player that we were told to watch out for because he scored the last 5 goals for the Raiders in a great run right there, but unable to come up with anything. But you can see it's clear that the Chicago Fire are looking to get the ball in his feet. In the middle of the field. Played forward, deflected away. And the Raiders, for the most part, have been keeping control of this game. Houstonians had one opportunity a little earlier, but unable to come up with anything. And here come the Raiders again. Taken away. This one played forward. But it doesn't look like anyone will be home for the Houstonians. And the goalkeeper will be able to pick this one up. Rolled into the far side of the field. Played forward, and that ball just stopped. It didn't even roll after it hit the ground. And that just shows you how torn up that part of the field is over there. That ball's going to roll well out of play and down the hill over here at the sports complex. So they'll have to go fetch the ball real quick. And looks like they got it back, so the throw-in will come in here in a moment. We're here on Field 1 between the Chicago Fire Academy and the Houstonians 2001. Still tied 0-0 here in the first half. As a little bit of a recap, both teams have had their opportunities. Chicago Fire has been maybe controlling the ball just a tad more than the Houstonians. And that's the kind of game they like to play. This one played forward. Taken away. Now toward the middle of the field. And that's the second time. The Houstonians have had a nice play in the middle of the field from number 3, Rene Tello, who has got some pretty quality ball handling skills. He's been making defenders look silly in this one. First with that spin move and then the nice little behind the back flick right there. It will be a throw in for the Houstonians. This one played forward. And this one's going to go out of play. And right over to me. I thought I did a pretty good job right there getting that ball back over to the field. Not much of a soccer player, but I'll take it. And this will be a throw in. Looks like for the Houstonians, trying to play this one back toward the middle of the field, and maybe an opportunity right here, as it looks like Gonzalez is trying to make something happen, and two defenders quickly sent his way by Chicago. They know not to let him get open. Houstonians in the middle of the field, taken away. And a great defensive play once again by Rene there, number 3 for the Houstonians. He's been all over the field making some quality plays, probably the best players that the Houstonians have had so far in this game. As you see a couple more players slip on that far side of the field, the ball will go out of play, and it'll be in the direction of the Houstonians. This one played back, and it'll go out of play. So this week is kicking off the season for the U.S. Youth Soccer National Soccer League games, and should be a fun season. Following North Carolina here, these teams will continue league play. Where the destination will be is to be determined, but it'll be Orlando, Florida, or Las Vegas, Nevada, so both great destinations to go play some soccer in. And the whole thing of this tournament is that the teams are comprised of the top 80 boys teams from across the country, and we got two spectacular teams on hand here today, as the Houstonians are ranked number 1 in the United States for under 15, and the number 1 team in Texas, obviously, as you almost saw a goal go in right there, but a great play by the keeper. The Chicago Fire Academy, on the other hand, the 13th best team in America and the best team out of Illinois. And they're trying to shut down this number 1 team in the country. And a lot of the times when you're playing the number 1 team in the country, you can just kind of let loose more pressure on that number 1 team. But so far, the Chicago Fire Academy looking well composed. As you saw, they almost had a goal-scoring opportunity right there. So a really good amount of chances for Chicago Fire early on, just not able to convert on any. And we'll see if they can get anything going, as this one played to nobody, right to the keeper of the Houstonians. And they look to play this out. The Houstonians do not want to get in a shooting match, because they're afraid that Chicago Fire might win that one. I talked to Coach Bastidas before the game, and we were talking about how he knows his team can score, and especially with the likes of Gonzalez on his team, he knows that his team can score. That's not the issue. It's just I think he knows that his team is a good defensive team. They like to play from the back to the forward. And with that kind of strategy, they want to get strong in the defensive line, so they want to have that defensive first mentality, and they've done a pretty solid job while they've given up some opportunities. They obviously haven't allowed a goal, and if you do that, you're doing pretty well for yourself. This one played deep. Quickly won back by the CFA Raiders. This one played forward. And I thought number 7 there almost had a run up the field. He could have flicked it back towards him, but elected not to. Now this one played deep. That ball just dies on the ground as well. Now this one played forward. Up the far side of the field we go, and that ball will go out of play, and it'll be awarded to the CFA Raiders. Or instead of going out of play, they're going to call it as a free kick, so I believe there was a foul called on the near side of this field. This ball, we'll see if they elect to play this one toward the box, this one closer to midfield. Play it in close to the top of the box, looking to keep possession. Played to the near side of the field. A nice play right there to create some space. Still working it. And here comes A play into the box, headed away. Once again, the Raiders able to come up with possession. A nice run here in the middle of the field, a sliding tackle, but then deflected right back, and another foul called on the Houstonians. And the Raiders picking up a lot of set pieces, picking up corners, getting some shots. They've definitely been in control of this game. And this one, a dangerous position for a free kick, as it looks to probably chip this one into the box. And slows it down, trying to see maybe what the defense is trying to do. And now here we go. This one played in, and an attempt at the shot. And that one's going to go into the goal, and the CFA Raiders take the lead 1-0 early on. What a great shot off of the free kick that really set everything up. And then off of the rebound on the post, the Raiders able to put the ball in. And the Raiders take the 1-0 lead early on. And you can tell Coach Salvador likes that. The bench hops up. And the offensive onslaught finally pays off for the Raiders, and now the Houstonians are going to have to respond. And it looks like Israel Carranza was the one who scored the goal for the Raiders. So that breaks Evangelos Sparatias's 5 straight goal streak. So it's actually good for the Raiders that they're able to find another goal scorer outside of this tournament. And now the Raiders keeping possession again. This one will go out of play. This will be a throw in for the Houstonians. Let's see if they can find a way to respond here. Probing the field, looking for a good place to throw it. Looks like he finally found some space, but it was cut off. Great defense right there from the Chicago Fire off the throw in. Now this one being reversed to the far side of the field. Played forward. Once again, deflected away. Houstonians able to come up with possession in the middle of the field. Played back. Now played forward, deflected away, and maybe an opportunity right here for the Chicago Fire. Were they able to come up with that ball, but they weren't able to. This one will go out of play. And we'll have a throw in for the Chicago Fire. Worked up the far side of the field. A great sliding tackle will play this one out. So it'll be another throw in for the Raiders. It looks like we have a player warming up over here on the sideline for the Raiders, so maybe a substitution coming in here in a moment. But for now, we continue play. Moving up the far side of the field, that ball looks like it'll go out. And the Raiders will still keep possession. I think the big thing for the Houstonians moving forward throughout just the first half, just to get started, was to try and find a way to just keep possession and try and wear this Chicago Fire team down. They haven't really been able to do so since like the first couple minutes of the game. And that's something they're going to need to do, because right now they're getting pounded opportunity after opportunity as the Chicago Fire keep bringing it in. This one played into the box. It'll be headed away. But right back to the Chicago Fire. Played to the near side of the field. Now played to the corner top of the box. Looking to play this one into the box, but first trying to create some space. Able to get into the box. This one headed away. But maybe another opportunity and maybe a shot coming away, but deflected away once again. Chicago Fire able to keep possession, however. And this one will go out of play. Or kept in play. Now this one toward the box. And the goalkeeper able to pick it up. I thought that one had gone out of play, but it looks like it was able to stay in. The goalkeeper able to corral it, sends this one deep. A couple players going up for it on each squad. Houstonians trying to work the ball right here, and just not a good pass. Not really waiting for players to move forward to help them out, just kind of played it forward. And now they're in a little bit of trouble as here come the Raiders once again down the field, trying to play this one forward. And a great pass down the near side of the field, but deflected away. But deep in Houstonians' territory are the Chicago Fire. As they'll throw it in near the flag post in the corner over there. And the throw-in comes, not into the box. Trying to work the near side of the field. And that one will go out of play. So it looks like the Chicago Fire are going to set up for yet another corner here, so this will be their third of the game. And once again, we'll have Christian Crespo, it looks like, taking the corner kick. So first we saw Josiah Ash, but since that point in time, it's been Crespo. And Crespo had a solid one on the last one that was able to create a header, not on goal. Let's see if he's able to create something of the same magnitude. As Crespo was one of those players to watch for. They play it over. This one played into the box, deflected away. An opportune moment for a counter, not able to do so, and that ball not handled by the keeper very well. But a great save on the rebound after he initially deflected it away, but then not a good play right there. And an offsides is going to be called. Otherwise, it would have been a goal once again for Chicago Fire. The Houstonians keeper is going to have to find a way to keep his hands on the ball because he almost gave up 2 goals right there on 2 separate occasions to the Chicago Fire. On that first one, deflected off of him. And it looks like he might be injured. That first one went off of him, and then an opportunity to play it back in, but he was able to deflect it away. Then once again, a ball played in towards him, slips out of his hands, and if it weren't for the offsides call, we'd have a 2-0 game here, as it looks like we're getting ready to have a substitution for the Chicago Fire Academy. Number 9, Salvador Valencia, looking to check into the game here in a moment. It looks like the keeper is okay. It looks like he'll stay in the game here. As we got a meeting of the minds over for the Houstonians, trying to come up with some sort of strategy to make a mark in the first half. As needless to say, things haven't been going very well for them so far. This ball punted forward. It looks like this ball is going to come out of play. It'll be a throw-in right here for Chicago Fire. Number 22, Alejandro Alvarez, is getting ready to throw in as we see number 8, Luis Moreno, check out of the game for the Chicago Fire as Salvador Valencia checks in. Luis Moreno's having a good game so far, has been possessing the ball a lot, completing a lot of his passes, has had a solid first half. Another opportunity right here for the Chicago Fire, probing in the box. A player slips, an opportunity on shot. The goalkeeper able to get there, and an opportunity missed right there for the Chicago Fire, as that was about point blank as you can get. All he had to do was beat the keeper, but the keeper with a nice diving save. It looks like the ball went over that line, however, which will set up a corner kick for Christian Crespo and the Raiders. So maybe they didn't get the goal, but they maybe catch just a tiny bit of a break. Looking to make a play into the box, cuts back out right, looking for a foul in the box. No call will be made. Instead, it will be a goal kick. Colt Salvador not very happy about that one. Thought his player went down in the box off a foul. But that's not the call. Number 7, Christian Crespo, who's been very active today as well, as it looks like we might have a couple players warming up for the Houstonians. Maybe see if they can get them a spark. I think one of the big things also for the Houstonians in this game is they really haven't been able to get it at the feet of Gonzalez. As you got two players trying to fight for the ball right there against one player for the Chicago Fire. You got to come up with those kind of balls when you're down 1-0 and you're scrapping. Those 50-50 balls are absolutely crucial. Those are the kind of balls Houstonians are going to have to try and win cleanly and create some opportunities for themselves off of. This one played forward. The Houstonians yet to even tally a shot so far in this one. As usually we say defense leads to offense, but it's just really been offense, 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 offense for the Chicago Fire. Haven't played much defense in this game at all. And now Gonzalez finally gets a touch, but now taken away quickly from him, and up the field come the Chicago Fire. This ball being pinballed around. Kept up on the far side of the field. Worked back, now played back forward. Deflected away, and it's going to roll out. And it'll be the Houstonians' ball as we look to have another substitution coming in. But this time it'll be for the Houstonians. Number 29, Abdul Galaviz, is getting ready to check into the game. And it looks like that ball's going to go out, so now we got a throw in coming for the Houstonians. And here comes the substitution into the game for the Houstonians. And waiting to see who comes out. He'll be coming on that far side of the field, checked out. He's going to walk his way around. In the meantime, we'll resume play. The Houstonians playing this one through their back line, now played forward. Headed forward for the Fire. Now able to keep possession. This ball played forward. A sliding tackle plays that one back forward for the Houstonians, so neither team keeping much of possession right now. Ball being deflected around. Finally, the Houstonians able to keep up with possession. And it looks like Gonzalez on that far side of the field is trying to play it up, not able to do so, and it'll be possession going the Chicago Fire way. Foul was called, so this is a free kick, and now this one looking to be played forward into the box, but nobody's there. Played maybe a little too forward to the middle. And it looks like number 16 for Chicago Fire wasn't able to get there in time for that one. It was Jose Espinoza. And Rene Tello gets a touch, now plays this one out to the far side of the field. Tello's been quiet as of late after that hot start because Houstonians haven't been able to keep much possession, but he might be a player that they want to go back and visit again, because when he had the ball at his feet earlier on in this game, he was making some plays and creating some opportunities. We'll see if they can get it back to Tello. Tello and Gonzalez have been the key players for this team, not just in this tournament, but outside of it as well. So looking to see if they can maybe get the ball at the feet of them. But right now it's all Chicago Fire as we have a player down in the middle of the field for the Chicago Fire, and it looks like Crespo. And Crespo is not a player Chicago Fire wants to see down. And Coach Salvador is talking to the ref saying, you got to call that foul. Crespo's still down. The coaches of Chicago Fire not very happy about that one. Thinking it was a flagrant foul right there. Didn't quite see it. It was away from the ball. Play resumes on. This one punted downfield. And able to win this one cheaply is the Chicago Fire, trying to play this one forward. A great sliding tackle to deflect it away. And then a foul is going to be called. It looks like right at the top of the box, just outside. But we've seen what the Chicago Fire have been able to do with these set pieces. So this is a very good moment for them and a great quick play, but just missing the post. Quickly taken. It caught the Houstonians completely off guard. And a great opportunity, but missed. The Chicago Fire have been playing so well in this game, they could easily be up maybe a couple goals. But it's still a 1-0 lead, and we have a substitution coming into the game for the Houstonians. Number 6, Shukri Faris, checking into the game. And this one's going to go for a goal kick. Played forward toward midfield. Headed around. And once again, it's the Chicago Fire right there for the ball. Played toward the middle of the field, now played forward, but nobody's there. Except Christian Crespo. He's got some speed, so he's going to make it there. And then that ball is going to go out of play, and they're going to call it out on Crespo, so it'll go out for a goal kick. A great play by Crespo. It didn't look like anyone was going to be there, and then Crespo shows off the speed and makes it there. Outrace 2 Houstonian defenders. And once again for the Houstonians, those are plays you can't let happen. You definitely don't want to see a guy like Crespo get the ball at his feet. Played to the back line of the Chicago Fire, now played forward in the direction of Spartatius, but not able to get there. Now Spartatius looking to pressure the keeper a little bit to get this one up and away. It looks like we have a issue here on the field. It looks like we'll have to have a substitution. It looks like there might have been a head injury right there. And a short stoppage of play, as it looks like number 90, Adrian Cedello, is going to come in. And it looks like we're going to have a trainer and maybe a concussion protocol sort of thing coming on, as it looks like a knock to the head was taken, and concussions, not just in soccer, but in all sports, are a very, very serious manner. So it's great officiating to see as soon as that there's a head injury, get the player off the field and make sure that the player's okay, especially in soccer where a lot of players are banging heads a lot. Cedello comes right into the game and gets a touch. Now 2 players in the same area for the Houstonians. Don't think they meant to do that, and because of the miscommunication, will lose possession. Cedello, very active early, tried to get the diving header to get that one away, but Crespo's going to work the near side of the field. Here comes Crespo. Crespo trying to play it in, working against 2 defenders. Houstonians making sure Crespo does not find any space whatsoever, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Houstonians. Great defense to deflect that one off of Crespo. Now played forward to the far side of the field. Very, very quick play from the Chicago Fire, not messing any time and trying to move the ball forward. And it'll be a throw-in for the Fire. This one deflected away, away from the box. It'll be another throw-in for the Fire. Time winding down here in the first half. As it looks like we have a player down now for the Houstonians. So the Houstonians have had a couple injuries in this game. Trying to shake them all off, and it looks like they might have to use another one of their substitutes. I can't quite see which player is down. So it looks like one of the coaches is going to go out there and check on him. So the injury bug biting the Houstonians in this one. As that's their second injury in just about less than 5 minutes here on field 1. So recap of what's been going on. The CFA Raiders and the Houstonians have taken the field here over in Wilson, North Carolina on field 1 for the U.S. Youth Soccer National League Tournament. And we've got a CFA Raiders 1-0 lead after the goal was put in off what was a great free kick. And Israel Carranza was the one who was able to knock it home for the Raiders to give them the 1-0 lead off the deflection. And this injury looks semi-serious as the player's still on the ground here. Didn't quite see how he went down, but we do know this pitch is kind of wet, starting to warm up out here. The sun's starting to come out, so hopefully that dries the field up a little bit, but there's still parts of the field that are kind of torn up, as it looks like the player was able to get up under his own power, but we will have a substitution coming in for the Houstonians. Number 13, Alexis Alfaro, checking in for the Houstonians, so another substitution. One thing to definitely watch out for in this game, too, is with all the injuries for the Houstonians, I mean, these teams didn't send a lot of bench players to travel over to Wilson, North Carolina, I'm sure because of travel expenses, etc. So if a lot of those players aren't able to go in the second half, and the pace at which this game is being played at, with the Chicago Fire constantly attacking, it'll be interesting to see if the Chicago Fire are absolutely able to just wear this Houstonians team down if they're not able to get some of these guys back out for the second half due to injury. Because you can see a couple of these players already on the pitch, hands on their knees, hands on their hips for the Houstonians. They're looking pretty tired right now, and that's the exact opposite of what they were hoping they were happening. They were hoping that they could tire down the Chicago Fire attack and kind of flip everything upside down, but the exact opposite has happened here, and everything in the first half has gone the Chicago Fire's way. However, if there's any silver lining and good news for the Houstonians is that they're only down 1-0. And this ball played into the middle of the field. Houstonians trying to keep possession right here. Now played to the far side. Played forward. This is their best offensive attack they've had in some time. Now this one played forward. Not a great pass. Came in slow, but they still have an opportunity. This one played once again. Now out the outside of the box. And here's Tello. Tello's been making some stuff happen for this Houstonian squad. The Houstonians finally able to keep some possession, but now they've lost it, and now they've got to be careful because here comes the attack of the Fire, and they're quick. Great sliding tackle off the far side of the field. The Chicago Fire keep the ball. A great takeaway on the far side of the field off the sliding tackle. If there's one thing this Houstonians team has done really well, it's these sliding tackles to win possession of the ball, or at least deflect it away to slow down some attacks. And a nice pass forward. The Houstonians starting to show some life here later on. That could have been a handball maybe, but instead they'll call the foul. And it looks like he'll be able to get up. Couldn't tell. It looks like it was Gonzalez who hit the deck right there. And we're going to have a free kick here from the Houstonians in a pretty dangerous spot, so maybe a chance to level everything up. It's going to be Tello who takes the free kick. And here comes Tello. Tello looks to play this one in on the ground and right to the keeper. And that'll be the first shot that Chicago Fire has led up this whole entire game. And with that, that'll be the end of the first half. So at the end of one half played, Chicago Fire lead 1-0 here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National League Tournament. We'll get you back out for the second half here in a little bit, as the Houstonians looking to find a way to get themselves back in the second half, showing some life there at the end of the first with that free kick, but not able to do a whole lot with it. We'll see if they're able to get more possessions like that. And we're getting ready for the start of the second half here after the first half was basically won by the CFA Raiders after they took the 1-0 lead, controlled possession for most of that first half. But a little bit of life for the Houstonians at the end of that first half as they were able to get a free kick, put it on goal for their first shot of the game. So we'll see if they're able to build on that. They will start with possession to start the second half here. They'll be moving from left to right this half. And the CFA Fire will be moving the opposite direction as we're underway here back on field 1. Houstonians immediately play this one back. It'll be interesting to see what kind of approach they come out with in this half. If they're going to come out very aggressive and try to make this sort of shooting match. It seemed like they were able to finally work themselves into the game later on. And we'll see if they get more into a offensive-minded game here in the second half instead of just laying back on defense and letting the Chicago Fire control the game. As that ball goes out, it will be the Chicago Fire ball. The sun's starting to come out, not barely a cloud in the sky here in Wilson, North Carolina today. Some beautiful weather to play some soccer in. It's not quite seasonable, I guess you could say, for this time of year. But it is nice weather nonetheless. And I'm sure these kids enjoy playing out in the sun instead of playing out in the freezing cold. As that ball rolls down the hill, and we're going to have a throw in here in a moment. And the CFA Fire slowly but surely moving up the field with these throw-ins. And this ball deflected away. On the far side of the field it's being kept. Now played forward, it looked like, by the Houstonians, but the Chicago Fire are able to win possession. And it looks like the Houstonians are being a little more aggressive here to start out the second half, starting to press the ball a little more instead of laying back and letting the Chicago Fire control what's going on in the game. So we'll see if they're able to create a turnover off that and maybe flip the field. They did something similar to that to start out the game and almost had an opportunity to score a goal if there was just a little better of a pass. Now this one played forward, and a great opportunity for the Houstonians here. Let's see if they're able to make something happen. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays it forward. That pass not quite on target, but able to keep possession. Here's Gonzalez again. Gonzalez moving forward with the ball. Lays it back to Rene Tello. Tello forward to Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the near side of the field. Gonzalez trying to play this one forward, still keeping it. He's fighting off two defenders, but finally loses possession right there. And that ball will go out of play. You can see how muddy it is here on the field as number 7, Carlos Figueroa, as you can see, his shorts are almost completely brown from when he hit the deck once, much like his teammates. Figueroa's having a birthday coming up here in a couple days, 2 days from now. So happy birthday to Carlos Figueroa, as I'm sure he'd like to see his team pick up the win as a nice little birthday present to end up the stay over here in Wilson, North Carolina. And the Houstonians starting to keep possession, and that's absolutely huge for them as they look to try and work this the opposite way of much as it did in the first half. Rene Tello with the ball. Now this is Figueroa. Figueroa plays it in an almost opportune moment for a header. This one being deflected around, and now a foul will be called as a player for the Chicago Fire goes down in their own box. But the Houstonians starting to show a little bit of life, so I guess when Coach Bastidas told me that they were going to play closed and get comfortable, they were going to do that for about a full half, and they conceded 1 goal, but maybe this is a position that they want to be in. Only being down 1 goal is pretty opportune. We'll see if they're able to get some sort of result, whether it's a tie or a victory. Only letting up 1 goal based off all the opportunities that the Chicago Fire had is a pretty big victory in my mind, as that ball's going to go out of play. And it is clear the Houstonians are looking to continue to press. Back to Figueroa. Figueroa plays it forward. And that one absolutely booted all the way over to field 2. So now they got 2 soccer balls over there, so we're going to need one of those back to resume play. And it'll be Figueroa who will have the throw in, throws it back to Tello. Tello looking to cut through 2 defenders, and a great defensive play by Crespo. Crespo moving up the middle of the field. Crespo still going with the ball. Tries to play it forward, but it's taken away. The Houstonians, not only are they able to keep possession more and they're moving the ball forward, it looks like they have a little more bounce to their step. They're playing with a little more energy. Maybe where they were playing a little more conservative there in that first half, it wasn't really coming to them as smoothly. They weren't in quite a rhythm that they'd like to be, but I think that last possession of that first half really helped them in trying to get a jump start here in the second half, as they've looked like the better team here in the second half. The Chicago Fire are absolutely dominating the game in a certain type of way in that first half, but so far so good for the Houstonians here in the second half. However, if we do look back to that first half, the Houstonians started out pretty solid in that one before the Chicago Fire were absolutely dominate their will on the game. So we'll see if the Houstonians are able to keep this up, as this one played to the backside of the field for the Houstonians, looking to play it forward. Headed forward, now bouncing around at midfield. The Fire come up with the ball, play it forward, and it looks like it will go out of play. And Coach Salvador not quite happy with that possession. And this one will be over to the Chicago Fire, back to their keeper. Another thing I'm noticing right now from the Houstonians is through that first half we saw their back line playing a little farther back as if to play defense. Now when you see the ball on the Houstonians attacking third of the field, you're seeing them move up closer towards midfield. They're looking to play a little more aggressive here in the second half. And a nice takeaway there in the middle of the field, and now here they come. But now taken away quickly. And that'll be a foul in the middle of the field, it looks like, and it looks like we might have a booking here. We're going to have a talking to at least. And it looks like a yellow card will be shown for that foul. So that'll be the first booking of the day. And the referee's having none of that. Does not want to see that kind of play happen again. This one played forward. Bookings like that can change the outlook of the game. So where the Houstonians were controlling this first part of the second half, things might turn for them here. If the Chicago Fire gain some momentum and gain some confidence off of that booking. And now there'll also be maybe a little bit of conservative play out of the Houstonians. This one played forward. Now toward the middle of the field, now played back. Figueroa plays this one forward, and it'll go out of play. This one thrown in. Houstonians able to come up with possession right here. Now this one played forward. And a sliding tackle right there, and a great takeaway. Now played forward. A great move, and then another sliding tackle, and that one looks like it's going to go out of play. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick is going to be the call. And a couple of the Houstonian players over there talking to the referee. And it looks like one of the players' days is done. And Coach Bastidas doesn't seem very happy with that one, and it looks like trying to make sure that was a booking off the field, which would put the Houstonians down a player. It looks like number 4, Guillermo Rodriguez, the one sent off. Now this one played, and this one will go right over, and it will be another corner kick lined up for the Chicago Fire. Let's see how many players we have on the field here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I believe there are 9 players, which would mean the Houstonians are down 1 player here in the second half. So that is a huge turn of events for the Houstonians. Now the Chicago Fire playing with 1 extra player. They can maybe get back to what they were doing in the first half of keeping possession. We saw how that went for both teams. Obviously, the Chicago Fire were able to win that battle, so if they're able to do much of the same here, it'll help them out. And off that corner kick, deflected away, and it'll go out of play. Marking will be absolutely crucial as well now for the Houstonians on those corner kicks, down 1 man. Now this one played back, and now pressure being shown by the Chicago Fire, not letting up at all, as you see Josiah Ash right there trying to press the issue. He's made some nice plays in this game. Now for the Houstonians, one of the big issues is you're already down 1-0 in this game. How are you going to find yourself that goal? It's not like they're hanging on at this point. They're trying to get some goals here to maybe give themselves an opportunity. And a shot right there, and a save, a diving one, a matter of fact, by the keeper. This one played toward the near side of the field, toward Tello. But Crespo right there trying to get the ball. Tello and Crespo fighting each other one-on-one for the possession of the ball. And a foul will be called on Tello. So Crespo getting the better of that battle. So it'll be a free kick right here for the Chicago Fire Academy. And a substitution getting ready to come in for the Chicago Fire Academy here in a moment. But first, we have the free kick that will be taken by Connor Smith. It looks like number 5, Alexis Delgado, will be checking in for the second time this game for the Chicago Fire here in just a few moments. This one chipped toward the box. Handball is what Coach Salvador is looking for. Sure looked like one, but the call not made. Now this one played forward, and the keeper right there. The Houstonians trying to push forward. Still down 1 man. And a great play there in the middle of the field, and storming down the field. Here they come. It's the Houstonians. Now to the near side of the field. Can they get one into the box? This one played toward the box, headed away. It will go out of play, but it will be a corner kick for the Houstonians. On the offensive end, if there is one good thing for the Houstonians, is that they have a player like Kevin Gonzalez, who, according to Coach Bastidas, can take on some players. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. He can play very well even if he doesn't have a lot of space, so maybe if they can get the ball at his feet, he can still make something happen for this offense. Well, that ball taken away and a great play forward. And here comes Josiah Ash trying to come down all the way on the field. And it looks like we're going to get a foul called on the Houstonians once again. And I don't know if it's going to be a booking, and it will be. It's a yellow card, as it looked like Josiah Ash had ample amount of space down on the near sideline. And that foul restricted him from continuing that on. So there have been plenty of bookings here in the second half for the Houstonians, and they're going to have to find a way to get it together, because if they go down 2 men, this game is all but over. So number 5, Alexis Delgado, who just checked into the game moments ago, is going to take the free kick here for the CFA Raiders. Delgado plays it into the box, headed away. Here comes Delgado again. Dodges the sliding tackle, puts it into the box. This one headed on. Here comes a shot. This one saved once again. What a great diving save. But great ball movement right there from the Fire, as number 9, Salvador Valencia, took that shot and placed it quite well off of some great ball movement. Now Josiah Ash plays this one forward. Stays onside, deflected away. Raiders control this on the far side of the field. Plays it back. And the Raiders looking to play this one into the box, but instead it will roll out of play, and it will be a goal kick for the Houstonians. Or rather, it's going to go out right over there in the corner for the Houstonians for a throw-in. It was right by the post. So a dangerous spot to have a throw-in at. And a matter of fact, they'll lose it, so now it'll be a throw-in for the Raiders, who were able to gain possession. That one deflected off a couple of players, kept in, now rolls out, so we got another throw-in coming in for the Raiders. So the big thing here for the Raiders, just no cheap mistakes. Don't give the Houstonians any quick runs down the field when they're down a man. Just try and keep possession, work the clock. If they can get one more goal, this one can be all but over, as that header goes right over the post. They'll go out of play. So this will go out for a goal kick, so an opportunity right there for the Fire to go up 2-0. Despite all that has happened, the Houstonians still only down 1-0. If they can just somehow find one lucky break and move downfield, maybe an opportunity for the Houstonians. As it looks like there's going to be a substitution coming for the Houstonians here in just a moment. Looks like George Farias is getting ready to come into the game. And George Farias will check into the game. And that will come number 90, Adrian Cedillo, who started this game on the bench, but has played a quality amount of minutes here for the Houstonians. And Crespo able to win the ball back for the Raiders. One thing I've really noticed from the Houstonians, too, a lot of their passes haven't been with much steam on them, haven't able to get a good foot on a lot of these passes or clearing out, which has given the Raiders a lot of possession. As you see, once again, not a good attempt of clearing it right there, and it'll go for a Raiders corner. So plays like that have also gone a long way as far as trying to get this ball out. So it will be a corner for the Fire. Played into the box, and then it'll go out of play. So skips once in bounce and then goes out. So we'll have a goal kick. There's a couple players now warming up for the Chicago Fire Academy. And games like this, well, frankly, they're quite big. I mean, you're playing in front of some of the top scouts in the country, trying to scout out maybe way down the road to have some of these kids come down to play in college. And on top of that, you're trying to earn a berth to that 2016 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship that will take place in Frisco, Texas. As that looked like a handball, and it will be called. And it was out on Josiah Ash. Or rather, it was off the hand of Josiah Ash. So we got a free kick coming up for the Houstonians. It'll be number 29, Abdul Galaviz, who came off the bench getting ready to take this free kick. Galaviz plays this one forward into the box, headed up and around. And now this one played forward for the Chicago Fire. But the Houstonians able to come up with possession. Now heads this one forward. And the fight for the ball over on the near side of the field. It looks like that ball will go out of play. And great defense right there will win the Houstonians the ball back. But now this one coming forward, and now a very dangerous spot, and this is not the person that the Houstonians want to see the ball at his feet. Here he comes, still going forward, tries to play this one forward, almost chipped it in. Crespo maybe with an opportunity, plays it and right over the goalpost. Spartiatis running down the field with just one defender to beat and then the goalkeeper was able to make a nice play to get all the way down to the right near the goal, plays it back. Crespo had an opportunity, but he plays that one over the goalpost, and it goes out for a goal kick. And that's part of where the Houstonians are down one player, allowing for counters like that to happen, as I believe the player that was sent off was in the back line. Crespo with the ball. Crespo looking to find some room to pass it off. Not a lot of room to work with. Still able to find a way to play it forward. Now back toward the middle of the field come the Fire. And slowly and patiently working it. Now try to play this one in the box, deflect it away. And maybe another attempt to play this one in, but instead it will go out of play, and it looks like we're going to have a corner kick coming up. Or rather, we'll have a free kick coming up. This one played in toward the box, deflected away. This one deflected right over and near the post again. Once again, another opportunity for the Chicago Fire. And it looks like two substitutions coming in for the Houstonians. And cycling these players in is absolutely huge because they're having to run around a lot down a player. So keeping some fresh legs is a key for the Houstonians, as we got two substitutions coming into the game. And we have number 6, Shukri Farias coming in, and number 17, Jorge Perez, who was a starter, checking back into the game. Perez, one of the younger players on this Houstonians team. That one will go out of play for a throw-in. That one was deflected right off the face of a Houstonians player. I don't think he was quite ready for it. Got knocked one time in the face. And this one will go out of play as well. So a throw-in coming in for the Chicago Fire Academy. This one played in toward the box, but no one really there. It wasn't really struck well either. And the keeper picks it up, punts this one long. Now the Fire looking to work this one through their back line. Played forward. And an opportunity right here for the Chicago Fire to maybe go up 2-0. They still have possession of the ball. This one's going to go out of play. Alexis Delgado getting ready to throw it in for the Chicago Fire on the near side of the field. And a substitute getting ready to come in for the Houstonians, it looks like. Even Ivan Bastidas checking into the game. This one played over to Josiah Ash. Ash tries to play this one in, and maybe an opportunity as here comes the shot, and it's in the goal, and the Chicago Fire Academy Raiders take a 2-0 lead here in the second half. The deadly 2-0 lead. The Houstonians running out of time. What a rocket that one was to maybe seal this game. And now the Houstonians are in a whirl of trouble. Now having to come back from 2 goals down. So it looks like we're getting ready to have another substitution coming in for the Chicago Fire here in just a moment. It'll be number 23, Julio Acosta, who we have not seen in this game so far. And Acosta goes in, and number 10, Fernando Barragan, checks out. Chicago Fire Academy throws this one toward their back line, now working the back side of the field. Now looking to play this one forward. Now for Chicago Fire, they just have to keep possession. Just cannot let Houstonians grab any momentum back into this game. No silly mistakes, no silly fouls that could possibly go for a red card. Things along those nature to make sure that they're ensuring a 2-0 win here to start off what would be an entertaining day of soccer here on Field 1 at the U.S. Youth Soccer National League. We got another under 15 game coming up next, followed by some under 17 games later on in the afternoon. As that one's thrown in, deflected around. And here comes an opportunity for a shot, deflected away very nicely. That may be saved. Another goal, something that we're seeing that the Chicago Fire are doing pretty often here. They're getting that ball near the box, but instead of just turning around and shooting, they're kind of dropping it back for what I'd call a trailer, and then they're going for the shot off those, and they've got some guys with some rockets on their leg, and, well, they got some guys who can head the ball in. And they have completely broken this game open to a 3-0 lead here in the second half. And that was number 2, Israel Carranza, who just scored his second goal of the game. As it looks like we're going to have 2 subs in for each team here. Mickey Flores and Ryan Shanahan are going to be checking into the game for Chicago Fire. And then we have Alexis Alfaro checking into the game, as well as Jordan Corona checking into the game for the Houstonians. It's been a great game from the Chicago Fire Academy, as they've actually been able to shut down this Houstonians offense from doing anything. And then just when the Houstonians were starting to come back, control the game, the Houstonians just lost some steam, lost a player to a booking. Just a lot of things started going wrong after it looked like that they were able to find themselves back into this one late in the first half and to begin the second. As Gonzalez not able to get a foot on that one. And here come the Fire again, looking to make it 4-0. This one deflected out, but it will go for a corner kick. And it looks like we're getting ready to have another substitution come in for the Chicago Fire, starting to clear that bench out, get some other guys in, get some other guys some playing time. Save some legs on some of the other key players. This one will be deflected away. The Houstonians looking to just play this one forward and sending Hail Marys, if you will, down the field. And a great win of possession there toward the middle of the field. Now it's Gonzalez. He's been quite quiet today, and he's not able to do anything with that. No one to pass it to, as the Chicago Fire Academy once again shuts down that box. Figueroa passes it forward to Gonzalez. Gonzalez not able to get possession of the ball, but this one will go out. And it looks like the Houstonians will keep the ball, and here comes another substitution into the game. It's number 4, Oscar Rojas, checking into the game. Number 16, Jose Espinoza, checking out. Figueroa with the throw in, plays it forward. Taken away. Now this one played forward by the Chicago Fire Academy. Deflected away. Pinballed around in the middle of the field. Now the CFA Raiders finally able to come back and win possession of it, trying to just keep the ball right here, playing the far side of the field. Now plays it back to the back line. And great play in the middle of the field right there to win possession of the ball, but that pass goes well back, and a lot of pressure being shown by the Raiders. And now thrown in. And a great sliding tackle, because otherwise Evangelos Spartatias might have had an opportunity with a little bit of space after the quick throw-in came in from 11, Mickey Flores. Crespo passes it back. That ball's going to go out of play. And that wasn't a good possession right there from the Houstonians. As it was number 2, Kevin Rios Hernandez, the captain, who had lost possession quite quickly. Taken away in the middle of the field, and now comes streaking down the field, and it may be an opportunity. It looks like he might have been offsides either way. And it looks like maybe an offsides was called. And so it will be a free kick for the Houstonians. Sending a lot of their players downfield right here. It's Figueroa. Figueroa plays it forward. Trying to work that near side of the field, trying to get to Gonzalez, not able to do so. Houstonians will find a way to keep possession, however, looking to play this one forward again down on the far side of the field. But taken away on the far side of the field, dismantled, and now coming up the far side of the field are the Chicago Fire Academy Raiders. Slowing it down, playing it to the back line, now forward again. Back to the middle of the field with plenty of space. Here comes Crespo. This one played forward, breaks 3 defenders out. Absolutely took on 3 defenders, split all 3 of them, put a shot on goal before the keeper was able to get to it. But what an athletic play right there to get some space. Sent deep, Josiah Ash plays it off his head, now forward. What a pass over to the near side of the field to get some space. Josiah Ash once again with a nice move to get some space of his own, and now the Chicago Fire Academy are starting to feel it. Here's Josiah Ash trying to play one in, but it'll go out of play for a goal kick. Now played forward. Chicago Fire looking to maybe play this one forward with a couple of their players that didn't play a lot in this game. Players I'm guessing that don't get to see a lot of the field, but they're up 3-0, so able to come out and play some, as that one almost not handled very well by the keeper right there. And he had some problems there in the first half, handling a couple. This one looked like it was trying to be played over in the direction of Gonzalez, but too far toward the middle of the field. Now Gonzalez still gets a touch anyway, plays this one forward. And a great play on the sideline, a couple of spin moves, trying to find some space and taking on 3 defenders and breaking up the middle of the field. It was a great job of keeping possession over here on the near side of the field. It was number 6, Shukri Farias, who came off the bench and worked 3 defenders from about midfield all the way halfway down to the attacking third. And it looks like we're going to have another booking here on the same man who was working down the field, Shukri Farias. Looks like he will be booked with a yellow card, so that is the 4th booking of the day for the Houstonians. This one played back to the keeper. Played toward the middle of the field, nicely cut off. And maybe an opportunity right here for the Houstonians, a little bit of space. Farias had a little bit of a run, not able to get to the ball. Figueroa plays it forward to Gonzalez. Gonzalez not able to do much with it. Deflected back to the back line. Here's Gonzalez again. Figueroa plays it forward. We got a player with a shoe lost here in the middle of the field. It's the captain. Figueroa plays it back toward the middle of the field. And it looks like Figueroa will go down and pick up the penalty. So that'll be a free kick. Excuse me, it was number 13, Alexis Alfaro, who picked up the foul. So free kick coming up for the Houstonians. We'll see if they're going to try and play this one into the box. They'll take this one and go straight for goal, and no problem for the keeper for Chicago Fire Academy as he looks to play this one deep, deflected away by the Houstonians. Now this one just played long. And that will be the end of the game as Chicago Fire Academy go on to win 3-0 against Houstonians 2001 here at the opening game of the U.S. Youth Soccer National League on this beautiful Saturday. We'll get you ready for the next game coming up, another under-15 matchup. This is Karthik Venkatram, and I'll be play-by-play commentating for you today here on Field 1. Once again, the Chicago Fire Academy Raiders win 3-0.